guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is F1 Fanatics. Welcome back to F1 Fantasy Weekly in its new slot on a Tuesday, which means that you get your Fantasy Weekly roundup that day sooner.
Or is it that day later?
No, because it's literally a day before. How would it be a day later?
Well, no, so there's the same amount of time.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going. I don't know. This is F1 Fantasy Weekly, the kind of fantasy show on YouTube. We do not have any ties to F1. I should probably go that. This
video is sponsored by the
Formula 1 and their points giving on licenses or deductions. No, that's for the F1 podcast. We'll get into all of that.
Whoa, jeez, all too serious over there.
Oh, very, very serious. Grr.
All we talk about is pick Mercedes and do the rest.
That's what we do. That's what we do. But anyway, F1 Fantasy is the fantasy game, the official fantasy game of the Formula 1 World Championship. It means that with your budget of $100 million, you can pick 5 drivers, 1 constructor to score points every weekend in the Grand Prix. It gives you a little bit extra and makes this weekend when you're going, damn, why is Roman Grosjean pitted again? You know, why is that upset? Why didn't I pick Kevin Magnussen for once this week? This is the type of one that you go, yeah, and the points. That's the type of edge that fantasy gives your Grand Prix. You actually care about Haas.
Unless you don't have Haas.
Then you don't care. Then you might care about George Williams and you go, why have you dropped positions? I don't know. Anyway, we're distracted. Only a review today because we're now into a kind of semi-normal F1 calendar type of thing. I think there's a double header in Bahrain, but I think the rest are kind of staggered. So this is kind of like normal F1. We're back.
Preview next week.
Exactly. That's how we do it. So it's a little bit shorter unless I waffle on like I've done an immense amount of time.
A lot already. It's impressive.
I do have an impressive ability to waffle.
Still going.
Yep, of course. But yes, in the review today, we'll be going through the top 5 drivers as well as the rest of the drivers' scores, the top 5 constructors, the top 5 in the league, and we'll also be rounding off with the usual Kimi moment of the week. We hope you guys enjoy that. If you want to kind of stay in tune for all of that, make sure you hang around to the end of the video. And if you're new around here, haven't done so already, like, subscribe, ding that bell, bang, all of it. I've nicked it. I've nicked your ding your bell. How do you feel about that?
Let's move on. Okay,
waffle over. Now over to serious stuff. You've had breakfast. Now it's lunch.
Lunch. Numbers with lunch. It's time for the spreadsheet. Okay, so top 5 point scorers. Drum roll, please.
Bum 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 bum.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Bum 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 bum.
Keep it going.
I'm done.
Okay, so number 1, Valtteri Bottas with 54 points. Number 2, Lewis Hamilton with 42 points. A popular Mega Driver this week, but not so good Mega Driver points.
You need to calm down. I'm not a fan of this negativity.
Let's have a flashback to last week's episode.
Oh!
Is that what I did?
No, I don't know what you did. But I was going to say something and then I was like, oh, maybe I could actually insert a clip of a flashback. So I might actually do that at this point. If not, then you've just got a random discussion of me going, oh!
I said, don't Mega Driver. Insert that if you don't insert the clip.
Right, I'm going to be honest here.
Okay.
My theory was absolutely correct until Mercedes decided to cock up everything. If that race was a normal race and Mercedes hadn't told Lewis Hamilton to do a practice start in a stupid position. Like, that would have been a Lewis Hamilton win in the back.
Or would it have been?
Yes.
It would have been a second for sure. But a win?
Yes. He was leading.
Don't know if you know, but Valtteri Bottas is the greatest driver ever.
Right,
and he would have smashed it.
Yeah, no, sorry, I forget that.
If you're a critic,
no,
then...
obviously.
Come on now.
Curse you, FIA!
So, that's Lewis Hamilton, 42 points. Still not bad, Mega. You got 126 points there. Number 3 was Max Verstappen with 41 points. Sergio Perez got you 28 points. Daniel Ricciardo got you 25. And that's the top 5 before I waffle on. Yes, that is the top 5.
Pretty impressive top 5. Had Daniel Ricciardo turboed, pretty good turbo.
Yep.
Only would have been better.
Turbo.
We both were like, Perez, get him out. Turns out, should have kept that guy and got rid of Lance Stroll. In fairness, I go, this is the beauty of Formula 1 Fantasy. On paper, it looks good. Lance Stroll, fantastic. Qualified out of Q2. Would have lost the point there, but he basically gained those points back in the positions he'd already gained from a super start. Lance Stroll is really good at these kind of starts Grand Prix. And then Charles Leclerc trying to ruin fantasy players' games everywhere. Oh, they say don't put me on my side because I'm expensive and the Ferrari car's rubbish. It's because it's true, Charles, and you ruined Lance's race. What's wrong with you? But he still had a pretty good race, to be fair. But Charles! Bad.
Get in the bin.
Bin it.
Stroll.
Oh, I wish he...
No. But Checo, yet again, I think that is a second appearance in a row in the top 5. Yes, because he had streaks last week. So, yes, there we go. There's the top 5 as we go.
Top 5 at 5.
Valtteri Bottas' 54 points is joint highest points earned in a single race week.
So, whenever we say, forget about Bottas, he's not worth it for the money, if you'd put Valtteri Bottas in for Sochi and Mega Drived him, well done.
Well done.
Well, that's all I can say. Congratulations,
you would have
well done.
Matched the Lewis Mega Driver in Silverstone.
You would have done. So, congratulations, well done.
Just don't feel like that's too sincere.
What do you mean? Very sincere. I'm very happy about Valtteri Bottas' achievements. Can you not tell?
It was also...
Get on with the rest of the scores. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm giving you fun stats here.
I don't want to
It was also Ricciardo's second appearance in a row in the top 5.
Who cares?
Along with Checo Perez.
50 points in the bag.
Now, for the rest. Okay, Charles Leclerc, 24 points. Antonio Giovinazzi...
It's a joke!
Antonio Giovinazzi, 17 points. That's a great result. Alex Albon, 16 points. Terrible result. Kvyat, 16 points as well. Kevin Magnussen, 15 points. Esteban Ocon, 14 points. Nicholas Latifi, 13 points. Kimi Räikkönen, 12 points. Pierre Gasly, 10 points. Sebastian Vettel, 5 points. Romain Grosjean, 3 points. And then there's the Club of Zeros. It's a strong club here. 3 of them. Lando Norris, George Russell and Carlos Sainz. The Club of Zeros.
I mean, that's actually quite impressive because it sounds like Carlos Sainz's streak managed to bail him out of being minus
It
points.
was literally the 5 bonus points from qualifying got him to 0.
That's
so
nice for
if
Carlos.
If you came in and turboed Sainz, at least you didn't get turboed minus
yeah,
points.
I bet. I mean, I was very pleased that I couldn't afford Sainz because I would have been like, it's a wall. How did you miss it? I mean, you didn't miss it. That's the problem. But... Carlos.
And Lando Norris 0 points as well, even though he got the bonus points for being his teammate in the race. Oof.
Well, he did finish down in 15th after qualifying in the top 10. He was never going to.
That's where you get your big minus points.
Big minus.
And then Lance Stroll wraps up the 20 drivers with a solid minus 13.
Whoa! Come on, Lancey boy! Come on, Lance! Get in there. Honestly, just think of that swing turnaround if I had Perez. If you had Perez. If you had Perez.
It's only like 28 points. I guess no, it's more. It's 41 points.
And if you turboed.
Well, then it's a little bit more. Not much more. I'm not going to do the maths right now. So yes, that's your driver rundown.
That's your driver rundown. Now onto the constructor rundown. And it is the one thing we can consistently get right, bar very strange occasions in weird races in 2020. But it hasn't happened often. 2 occasions, you see there. Who comes out on top, Stephen?
Mercedes.
Boom. Mercedes.
With 76 points. Red Bull with 52 points. Renault with 34 points. Racing Point with 25 points. And Alfa Romeo, 24 points.
Beautiful. Beautiful to see.
Bam.
Absolutely wonderful to see Mercedes at the top there. Making, the constructor choice such an interesting part of the Formula 1 game.
Yeah. Last year, you actually had some options.
Very rarely. I mean, Mercedes still blitzed it by about 300-point gap.
Well, you could play it. Because if Ferrari looked very good in a good run.
If you had Ferrari for Spa and Monza last year.
Red Bull looks good in a couple of good occasions. And it made it a bit more tactical. This year, you just go Mercedes. It's the sensible choice, unless you're hoping for something to go terribly wrong. But that's just hope. You can't base decisions on hope.
No.
No.
So there is no hope.
That's the drivers, that's the teams. On to the league. Who's in the top 5? It's not us.
I'm so excited for this because I haven't even looked. So I don't know who's in the top 5. Are we going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like we did last week? Or are we going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like we've done every other week?
Which one did you want me to go in?
Maybe we should build up to the number 1 spot rather than ruining the surprise.
Number 5! Spinotto's remains in the top 5. D.SIRARD, Mega Driver Lewis, had Lando Norris with 0, had Lance Stroll with -13, but he's Turbo Checo and he's picked the right Haas driver, Kevin Magnussen, Team Mercedes, solid week, although 2 of your drivers there have tried to drag you down.
It's a joke.
Mega Driver Lewis. I think everyone in the top 5 is Mega Driver Lewis, of course, because you get the big points boost from Mega Driving. But it turns out, wrong decision.
We believed, guys. We believed. And the FIA did us dirty. This is F1 Fanatics cool. A rise to riot. Ban the FIA from Formula 1. We'll officiate the sport ourselves so that Lewis Hamilton gets a Mega Driver when he's got a big streak. And he wins the Grand Prix. I will do everything in my power to make him win. If you vote for me to be your next FIA president.
He didn't win his other Mega Driver race, did he?
Shush.
Because Max, that was the one Max won, wasn't it?
Shush.
It's a curse of
every year it stuffed us. I mean, every year, every race.
Whoa.
It's the first year of thing.
Anyway, it hasn't stuffed us quite yet.
Carry on.
Because I've still got it.
Oh, look at this dick.
Number 4. I think this is a new entry. Stick it to him. Sergio.
It is.
Bam. It's a Sergio fan account. R.MOXLEY. Mega Driver Lewis. Checo. Brought you good points. Romain Grosjean. Turbo Ricardo. Pierre Gasly. That looks like our team. In fact, it looks exactly like your team with the Mega Driver. Mercedes as his team.
Apart from went Perez.
Oh yes, of course. We mucked up. And Sergio stuck it to us.
Certainly did.
The name makes so much sense on so many levels.
And it works so well for this week in reading out. Congratulations, P4.
Ka-chow! Number 3. It's a lightning bolt. Do I go ka-chow lightning bolt? Or is the lightning bolt just a symbol for the team? Maybe the team does lightning bolts in their formation.
Cool. I lost you. I don't know what you're going on about.
By I.SIN. Another new top 5 entry. And it's Lewis Mega Driver, Ricardo Turbo Driver, Lance Stroll -13, Checo, and Daniel Kvyat. He went Kvyat. Wow.
Came off well.
Paid off.
Paid off.
Team Mercedes, bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, look who's back. K.KOBE.
Whoa! Spoilers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Number 2 is Siberian Spinners. By K.KOBE.
Yeah,
He's back.
He's back. And in fact, that was a surprise for you.
Mega Driver Lewis, Turbo Ricardo, Norris did you 0 points, Checo Perez got you 28 points, Roman Grosjean 3 points. Team Mercedes. Everyone picks Team Mercedes because they always listen to us.
Yes, they do.
And
well done, guys. I mean, in fairness, yeah, if people didn't watch this show, I think if you took the fantasy game somewhat seriously, you would have figured out by now just pick Mercedes. But we take all the credit, so you're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
So, number 1. We built up to it this week.
We have.
DX23 by D.XU. Is that how you say XU?
Yeah, let's go. D.XU.
Or was that...
Deja.
I'm sorry. Mega Driver Lewis, Roman Grosjean, Checo Perez, Daniel Ricciardo Turbo, Pierre Gasly in there, and Team Mercedes. People did back Checo over Lance. I have no idea why.
Because they ignored our advice and it worked out really
perfectly.
well. It worked out really well for them. So that's why they did it.
That's your top 5. That's your teams. That's your drivers.
That's pretty much a review. Apart from a Kimi moment of the week. We look back. We're sticking on a Ferrari theme. Last week, we looked at Kimi's last win for Ferrari. His last win within Formula 1. Well, now we're looking at a win in the last race of the season with his last World Championship, his one and only World Championship with Ferrari back in 2007, winning in Brazil, claiming the title, rounding off a fantastic end to the season, beating his title rivals, Fernando Alonso, who finished P3, Lewis Hamilton, who finished P7, and winning the Formula 1 World Championship by just 1 point. Incredible. And still, the last driver to have won a World Drivers' title with Ferrari. 2007. Now 13 years ago. It's incredible. Incredible. And I don't think Kimi, that often gets talked about, the Fernando Hamilton clash, whatever on that front. But that end to the season for Kimi Räikkönen, like, he was incredible in his McLaren days. First season with Ferrari. Reliability had been poor with McLaren. Just, I think he was maybe as far as maybe like 30 points off Hamilton going into like the last run of, well, at the halfway point. And just had an incredible end to the second half of the season. And
so, there's still hope for Valtteri Bottas.
No.
The title fight's still on, guys.
No.
And that's what Kimi moment of the week is.
No. Although they are both finished. But unfortunately, the McLaren was the far superior car in 2007. And Valtteri Bottas already is in the superior car. Unfortunately, him and Lewis Hamilton haven't fought each other so that Max Verstappen can take advantage in the Red Bull. That would have been the Kimi equivalent for this year.
Okay.
But hey-ho. What do we know? Kimi moment of the week. Formula 1 World Championship champion in 2007. What a guy. The crowning jewel
Formula 1 World Champion
of Kimi Räikkönen's career. How can it not be a Kimi moment of the week at some point?
Bam. There we go.
And we've got obviously a very exciting record, Kimi moment of the week, coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Next 2
maybe
weeks.
not next week, yeah, because
next
we don't
3
have a
weeks.
race. Yeah,
next
2 weeks.
4 weeks.
No, you're good.
5.
We're okay. You're fine. Stop that. Right, and we're stopping this because it's a good point to stop, because now we're talking absolute rubbish and you've gone...
I'm done. I'm done with this.
I'm done with this.
Tell me to ding that bell.
Comment down below first.
Okay, sorry.
With your thoughts, how your team did, what you're going to go for, thinking ahead to the Nürburgring. Return there for the first time in a while. Save those thoughts though. And if you want your team to be rated, your team next week, obviously it's been usually rocks. So rocks, I suppose, if you want your team rated again, although you've achieved magic 5 out of 5 status, well, yeah, you can do it again. See if you can maintain that brilliant consistency. But we'll see you guys later. But Stephen, if they're new around here,
you can like, subscribe, and do that bell. I was waiting for it.
He was excited.
He kept putting me on pause, and I just had to go for it.
Okay. Ding it. See you later. F1 fans, keep racing.